Hello, everybody. This is Thomas together with a bunch of people now. Michael, Brian, and Amal. Hi, Michael. Long time no see. Anyway, we are going to discuss some of the decisions and put down in writing some of the decisions we made yesterday on the Website 1 dev team meeting. And yeah, so anybody's welcome and feel free to join in the discussion. I'm going to share my screen first before we move on. And yeah, here we are at a document. Are you guys seeing my screen now?
I can see it.
Yep.
All right. So we have a document in Website 1 under project
Can you hear
in.
Yep, just barely.
Oh, okay. I have a new computer. I have a MacBook Pro, so.
Oh,
Let me see
congratulations.
Is that an accomplishment?
Well, I'm a little jealous, basically, yeah.
Why? What do you have?
I have an iMac desktop computer.
Oh, okay.
A few years old now, so it's. I'd love to upgrade, but I can't afford it right now. But you usually work on a Linux machine, didn't you?
No, I had a Windows 7. And I was running VirtualBox or Vagrant.
Yeah, I
With
remember.
Ubuntu.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, if you had a Win 7 machine, then definitely a MacBook Pro is an upgrade.
You definitely hear your voice better, I think. It's a lot clearer now. It used to have static, the Darth Vader effect on it.
Oh, okay.
It's cleaner now.
Good.
Well, I'm just using whatever the microphone built into the Mac is.
Surprisingly, it works much
really
better.
Awesome.
Okay, guys. Anyhow, back to business. We have this document under Website 1 project workflow called Project Coordination Outline, and we have some sort of a user story attached to it and on the top level. And this document should describe a lot of things: how discussions are done, decisions are made, tools are used to track project items, commits and accepts are made, Git flow recommendations, and how role are assigned to project members. So there are some headers here: Scrum meetings, of the Git flow, with certain bullet points. And then, yeah, we have a pivotal tracker flow and continuous integration flow. Well, that's Travis, so that's kind of, yeah. So, well, it's a little, it's not that important perhaps, but anyway, yeah, I would say first of all, in this section about Scrum meetings, this is a little outdated, I think. First of all, the Scrum meeting is the late one is 1800 UTC, but I would say perhaps we should change the language here, to apart from participating in the usual Agile Venture Scrums that everybody should know by now. We hold at least one developer meeting a week in conjunction to the Atlantic Scrum at 1800 UTC.
Yep.
Yeah. See, do we have native English speakers here? Could you guys write this down, because it's perhaps easier for you, Brian, perhaps to do this than me.
All right.
You could share your screen as well, and we could follow everything on your screen, perhaps.
Sure. Just wondering, what are we going to do with the wiki, the GitHub wiki now? Is that completely deprecated? Is everyone in support of moving over to?
I think we're getting there. That we can close that down completely.
Okay. Cool.
We could set up a chore in Pivotal just to make sure that all the relevant information is here under, so we don't lose anything that is in GitHub wiki before we erase those documents. That they should be present here on Website 1. Unless anybody has an objection, I think that's a good thing.
Yep, I agree. I just keep a link around.
Mm.
Cool. So editing it with Mercury, another controversial subject.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Is that the markup editor, Jim?
Um,
Well, it's a rich text
Mercury.
editor, basically.
It's not markup. It's not markup. Fine. There's a formatting issue here. We'll deal with it some other time.
Yeah, but if you remove the bullet point and re-add it, how does he react?
Only stays there.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh.
Huh. Okay.
Okay. I don't know where that comes from.
Okay, never mind. Yeah.
But I moved the dot somehow.
Mhm.
All right. Okay.
So I would change the header from Scrum meetings to develop team meetings.
Okay. Developer team meetings.
Mm. And I would just say that, apart from joining the usual Agile Venture Scrums, we have a weekly meeting on Wednesdays,
Uh-huh.
and potentially if necessary, an extra meeting on Saturday. Because we kind of discussed this, that 2 meetings a week are a little too much, but I guess that sometimes we
Okay.
could have them twice a week.
Sure. But we have a developer meeting a weekly. So what should we put here?
At
At
I mean, together with the Atlantic Scrum. Is it called Atlantic Scrum? The 1800 hour
America Scrum.
America Scrum, yeah.
Scrum. Just after the America Scrum. Every. Okay, at. Was it
1800? Yeah.
UTC on every. Was it Wednesday or
Yeah, well,
Wednesday or
we
Tuesday?
kind of discussed to change that to Tuesdays, actually, yesterday.
Yeah.
Should we keep it
So,
Wednesday so far? But you
yeah,
had.
well, we'll keep it Wednesday here, and we'll try Tuesday, and then we can update this later. Every Wednesday. And do we need to mention the optional one? I think it's
I
not
think
necessary.
we could do that. Let's do that so people feel confident that we are available.
And an optional.
An optional second weekly meeting on Saturdays at the same time.
Same time on Saturday.
Yeah. And now I would also, because what we discussed is that voting on stories, for the time being at least, shouldn't be done in usual scrums.
Right.
But rather only during those meetings. I don't know if we should mention that already here at this point.
At this point, no, not necessarily. I think when we go further down, there's the pivotal tracker flow.
Yeah. Although I would say that we could cut in, if you just remove this pivotal tracker flow from down below and insert it just right after the developer meeting, because I would say that it makes more sense to have the pivotal tracker flow before we talk about the Git flow.
Yeah, because that's how we're going to do it from now on. Yeah. Okay.
So let's have a look at the pivotal tracker. Create and store inbox description. Discuss approve and move to backlog. Start finish.
This.
Do we say assess? Start? No, it's approve, move into backlog. Well, estimate isn't mentioned here.
Add discussion point to the agenda.
Just remove that point. We don't need that.
Not sure what this is.
We had, I think somebody introduced a standing point in Pivotal Tracker agenda for next dev meeting,
Oh yeah.
but it's never been used by us. So
It's outdated.
yeah,
This isn't very helpful. Create a story in the icebox. I think that's exactly the same as this. Just be
yeah,
as informative as possible.
yeah.
Um,
We could expand that a little bit, but because creation of stories should kind of reflect the will of the client. So
mhm.
I don't know. We haven't been so strict about this in the past, but and I do think that all developers could add, any story, any feature request they want, but we should have some sort of a mechanism that, in place to ensure that these features are discussed with the client, with Sam, before we actually start developing or start even estimating them. You know what I mean? For instance, he asked me that we should have a meeting tomorrow where we can prioritize stories.
Okay.
So I would say that you can write up a feature request or a story as a developer, but it needs to be prioritized by Sam and
Yeah, I
then
think
voted on.
yes. That is good. Good approach.
Could you put that in like some sort of bullet points?
Sure. Let's see. Well, create a story in the icebox, and then
Present this. I mean, how,
should we create this? No, I think we need to discuss it with Sam first before we even create a story, don't we?
no, we could create them, because somebody can just come up with an idea in a meeting or something.
Okay.
Just let's. I think that the creation of stories could be, let's be creative there. We don't have to put any restraints on developers, but then the process of this story actually making it into into the code base must involve. The first step must be that Sam actually is informed about this. Is this something that he understands? And another thing, perhaps prior to that, a story needs to have a user story attached to it. So there's
Right.
no titles only stories or feature requests, but
Okay. So every story should have user story attached. Is that
yes,
what you're saying?
that's the minimum.
Okay, that makes sense. Can abstract story with a
User,
user story attached. User story attached to the description. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Can abstract. Okay.
Second step is discuss.
Client and other developers.
Yes. And
Discuss the story with the client and other developers.
and this, number 3 is estimate the story.
Well, first we let the client prioritize the story.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Client prioritize the story before voting on estimating for.
Well,
No. Should it be
what's the
another
good?
step? Actually, I want add another step here is to iterate on the abstract story and just turn it into, concrete criteria. Yeah,
Yes.
tasks. Okay.
Or define acceptance criteria. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Then define a clear acceptance criteria on the story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait. Or split the story into smaller
Yes, sir.
stories.
Yes.
and then after the client has prioritized
Mhm.
story. Well, actually, I don't know how to word this step because we're actually going to allow the client to prioritize the story, and also we're going to have to get it voted on. So there's nothing that the person actually does. So,
How do you mean? Once again?
I don't know. It's just a wording issue. So
Oh,
wait for the
okay.
client to prioritize the story. There's no action that the person needs to take. So wait for the client to prioritize the story.
Well,
And
he has to ask, doesn't he?
oh yeah, well it's
In the client meeting,
part
you
of
have to
the
ask.
discussion and developers in a Scrum or developer meeting.
Slash client dev meeting. Yeah.
Okay, so you have to discuss it with the other developers, and then after that, he needs to find the story's acceptance criteria or split it up into smaller chunks.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, in another. So.
Wait
Okay.
for the. I think that's wording is cool then, or isn't it?
Okay. Wait for the client to prioritize the story, and in a developer meeting. So this is where we want everything to happen in a developer meeting. Estimate this story
Mm.
once if
Well,
it
I would
is
split that
a
in 2 points
feature.
actually. I would say that number 4 is for wait for the client to prioritize the story, and number 5 is wait for the story to be estimated in a developer meeting. So you just say that.
Wait for the story to be estimated in a developer meeting.
Yeah.
A lot of waiting happening here.
And number 6 is just start coding if you take ownership of
Okay.
the story.
Estimated developer meeting and move
To backlog.
to the backlog. Yep. And then
Actually, just to be, when the client prioritizes the story, he moves that to the backlog.
no, I think you should just keep it nice. Well,
Well,
yeah, that's an interesting point. Yeah, I guess it makes sense to move it into the backlog, to the bottom of the backlog.
Yeah.
Okay. And moves it to the backlog. Cool. Then
to be estimated in the
okay.
development, the estimated in the
Oh well,
development.
he doesn't have to wait. Just estimate story in a developer meeting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stories in a developer meeting, and then start the story
Mhm.
on Pivotal
Yeah.
and begin
Yeah. So
coding.
what we could, in parentheses, we should say take ownership on this on number 6, and
Pivotal. I begin coding.
and then in point 1, when you say create an abstract story, in parentheses we could say request a story, because then you are a requester in Pivotal Tracker terminology.
Okay. Can you say that again?
Yeah.
Request
Request a story.
story. Okay.
Yeah. Because that's what happens. I think,
Yeah.
at least.
Let's see.
Yeah. Requester Thomas, for instance, an owner.
I think
Perhaps
this is sort of
perhaps
captured and
redundant. Yeah.
create.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's
Sure.
I think.
All right.
Start the story. I think this is also captured.
Okay.
It's under Pivotal Tracker after all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So start the story and begin coding.
Cool.
That's fine.
Great.
Cool.
Great. And some other.
Oh wait. And then what happens when they're finished?
Yes. And we weren't clear on that, were we? What did
Just
we
submit a
decide
pull
yesterday?
request. I think
Well-
just submit a pull request, and once it's merged, we'll click finish. We click everything off the start. I mean,
So
From
on
page numbers.
6, you know,
7
on
would be
7, I mean.
submit code, wait
Yeah.
for it to be accepted, and see git flow.
yeah. Well, git flow should come before that. Well,
No, we're summarizing, and I think you can reference git flow
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the Pivotal Tracker.
I suppose so. Submit a pull request.
and update, you know, the description, or what do we have? What kind of fields do we have? You know, that each story should have a link to Pivotal to a pull request in it. Like if we have a look at current now, we should have in activity, or in the comments on each story we could have like, oh, submitted pull request and a link to GitHub.
Uh-huh.
I think that's captured. Submit the pull request and update story.
Oh yes, yeah. And now I would say, submit a pull request and as Amal said, and update
Pivotal status.
pivotal status. Yeah.
Sorry, what do you want to update the pivotal status with?
If you open a story, with any story, you have what do you have there? You have activities. Yeah, I would say that each story that has a submitted pull request should have a link to it under activities.
Okay,
You
that
know.
makes sense. Yeah.
So that's what we want them to do in number 7.
Pull request.
Yeah.
Make it pivotal story. Well, story is redundant, right? Pivotal story is redundant.
Yeah. Because we're in this.
Pivotal.
Oh. Okay. Yep. I agree. That's something I forgot to bring up yesterday. Actually, I was thinking we could do that, but yeah, it's better.
You know, and you know, we can first. Yeah, another thing. At number 6, you said in begin coding. I would say begin pair programming. You know,
Okay.
be rigorous about that.
Sure. And begin pair programming. Cool.
And also we can just to continue. We don't know 8, but just some text adding. You know, stressing again that we need those user stories, or perhaps I don't know if we need to. You know. If we need to remind people how a user story is created, you know, the format of a user story.
Perhaps in step 6, I could say start conforming to the git flow.
Or or in parentheses, see git flow. How about you do? You have
Request
git
part
flow
of
down below.
see git flow. At what point do we need to start seeing git flow?
The pair programming.
I suppose so.
Move it up. Yeah.
See git flow. Cool. What did you want to add here? Reminding them of the format.
I don't know, but just to make sure that those, you know, that the user story is attached. I really want to stress that out, so
Right.
people understand, and also that the user story should be also added to, or I don't know. Should we have user stories on features, or how about chores?
Chores. I'm not sure if chores would qualify for a user story.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can be just captured by the title.
Okay.
I guess it depends on the situation.
Okay.
But
All right.
I think it's
But
only required
let's add in just to mark that this is not completely, you know, done. Just to do in the future for us to actually describe chores and bugs. We don't have to do it right now, but I would just like to mark that we should add a description of bugs and chores.
Okay, pivotal story types.
Yeah.
Now what they use here. It.
You have
There must have been some formatting.
yeah. Just mark that and go to style.
Ooh.
Oh.
Looks right.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit bigger.
I think it's a 3 then.
What gem provides this markup? Or not markup, the
The hated Mercury gem that nobody likes
Much
anymore.
hated.
I think I'm the only one still in favor of this gem. I think it's great.
Really?
Actually. Yeah, I think it's
Because what about Sam? He's the one who opted for Mercury.
No, I opted for Mercury.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I found it. I opted for it. I said that this will give us the functionality that Google Sites had, and Sam's objection was that we have to have this special YouTube format.
Oh, okay. The YouTube thing.
Yeah, and I promised him that I will have a fix for that next week, and I already found where the bug is. In JavaScript, so I know how to fix it.
Cool.
But it's a validation thing.
What was the YouTube then?
Because if you just Brian, if you click media now in the toolbar.
Yeah. Here.
Now he's looking for u2.b format. When you attach a YouTube link. And if you attach any other link that is valid YouTube link, but not in this format, he will give you throw an error on you.
Oh.
And not all videos, and this is really strange. Most of the videos on YouTube gives you this shortened URL, but not all of them. It depends a little bit on how long this file has been published to YouTube or something. I haven't seen a pattern there yet. But sometimes you have to manually update that, and that's a bit of a hassle. So I can understand. I understand him that he's a little bit frustrated. But again, I promised I'll fix it. So I have to do it now.
So, well, do we plan on leaving this till later, or do we want to cover this? Features, bugs, and chores.
I would say to do later. Features we already kind of. I would say that this. I would say other pivotal story types, because the first 7 points are covering features, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much.
So I would say,
okay.
Yeah.
Right, to do. Oh. It's buggy as well. So, why is this not just a hyperlink? I want to hyperlink this. Send a link URL. Insert link. Can you click on it?
Yeah, not now, but after you save it, you can click on it.
Okay, fine. So the main repository.
It only is 2 most. I would say it's 3 most important. So I would like to include the staging branch.
We even need to mention anything else other than develop, because nobody should work from master or staging.
I guess but we could mention them just because people so they kind of understand that they are there, but they are not per se anything that they should worry about or think about.
Oops.
I don't know. I feel in this particular, the way this project runs, there should just be develop, and everyone should be forking the their Git flow, and I mean, it should be forking website 1 and making the changes locally. And I see this Git flow as the document of how to introduce pull requests, how to do flattening and rebasing and all that stuff.
True, true.
Yeah. So I think maybe we should have mentioned this. It's quite confusing.
I agree. I agree. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's keep it simple. Sure.
Main repository is blah blah. Main repository project is something. Oh, interesting.
Why are we?
Don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, well, we can have a look at it later when we save
Yep.
it.
The main repository is something. Fork the fork the repository. So I want to do.
Why not say
Always already
fork the
mentioned
main
there.
repository, website
Yeah.
1, to your local? And I think in the link, you could just call it, instead of having the URL show up, just leave it as website 1.
Yep. What's going on here? Okay, fork the repository. Fork the.
Website 1 repository, and website 1 would be a link to the repository.
On this on GitHub.
Yeah.
Fork the.
Well, hold on a second now, because we do have something down below before we start.
Yeah.
This is just an informative point here that the main repository is on GitHub.
Yes.
This is and then not we say something down that project developers have their own repos and then you should fork off the main repo.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, there you go.
But that's not really part of the Git flow. That's information.
Yeah.
Put somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what they really should be saying is fork the repository, branch off from develop.
Well, actually, log into your GitHub. That's the flow, right? The small points here under 2 is a flow thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Brian, I'd like to make a suggestion here. Instead of as we're doing the textual description, having the actual GitHub, the Git commands, for someone to follow along.
Right. Okay.
That would be more informative.
That's a good point. Although forking doesn't have a git command.
Cloning.
That's git. Oh well,
Clone.
yeah, cloning, fine. Cloning, yes, but forking, no. Okay, fork the if not already done. Fork the main repository or create.
I'll be back in a
fork.
second. I'm just gonna get something to drink. Okay, give me a minute.
The fork of the main repository for the project on GitHub. Create a fork of the main repository on GitHub.
Yeah, and if we're going to be putting in the command, you don't have to display the URL. The link itself should work.
Yeah. But, well, they'll need to fork this anyway. Before they can start cloning and stuff.
Oh, right. Yes, they have to fork it on through the UI on GitHub.
Well,
do we need to
working.
mention through the UI?
No, I think it's not necessary. When you click the link, it brings you up to the GitHub page, and there's a fork button up there. I think we can trust that they're at least tech savvy enough to know how to click that button.
Okay.
Right. And no, maybe I should include here and clone. And clone. Do we have a filling stick here? And clone the repository. And here I'll include the git command. Now how do you do that here? Formatted. Is it? Okay, clone. That doesn't look right.
Git
Clone. Git. What was it? Git at
Oh, you can cut and paste it from the website. It
Yeah.
has git command.
If you use that syntax or that, if you use the git, they're gonna have to set SSH keys.
Yeah. User.
I'm back.
It's like. Don't we have another document detailing how to set up all these SSH keys?
Yeah, I thought we had some other.
GitHub has a really good one we could point to.
Okay. Where's that? Do you guys have the link?
Here, let me look for it.
Red text. That didn't do anything. What's going on here? Oh, how did Yarrow do all this?
What? Adding.
Coloring?
Oh.
Look like code?
If you look on the right, I think that's the link in the chat.
Yeah, that's the link
Oh.
for yeah. But the coloring, you just add. Let's see here. I don't understand this anymore. Okay, this is. Wow.
If you have trouble with SSH keys, check out this link.
I think that should just be the prerequisite. Git flow 1, set up your SSH keys.
Wait, no. This requires SSH keys to be set on Git. For more information,
Check out this fine piece of documentation.
right. Now the issue is this thing. Is it not working?
There's no way to do code? Like escape
Not.
to
Yes, there is code. There is.
There should be.
Yeah, I think in styles formatted. Yeah, pre-formatted. That's the one.
Yeah, I clicked it, but oh, well, fine.
All right.
It works sometimes, but not the others.
Gotta
I'm
love.
pretty sure I clicked it. Maybe I clicked this one instead of formatted. Fine. They're gonna be picky about it. Should I include $1? Just like a console. Anyway. Requires SSH keys to be set up on GitHub. Check out this link. Fine. Is everyone okay with this?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Moving on. Once you've cloned it, create a branch. Keep the old text there. Create a branch from the branch off from the develop branch. Branch off from develop.
Yes.
Nice. Short and sweet. Git check out develop, and then git check out -p
Your new branch name.
my
Or
new
your feature name.
branch. Yep. Story name, my story name, my feature name. Well, story can cover bugs and stuff.
Right.
Cool. And these will all be formatted. Cool. Git check out develop. Now what happens next? Let's see what he put.
Redundant.
Yeah, these are all redundant. Development environment setup. That's an interesting document. Or is it development environment setup? Where's that document?
I don't know. Let me have a look.
Do you want to make an incremental save?
Yeah, you could save there, or you can preview. You can click preview.
We don't have a preview feature.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Do we?
Yeah,
Where is it?
just beside the save. If you go.
Oh yeah. There we go.
And now you can. You don't. But don't click the link. Just hover over it and see.
This looks like it tackles all the issues. Fine. Cool.
Informative click.
Yep, branch off from develop.
Where are you now? Are you? Oh, okay. You're back into the document.
Yeah, I'm back into the document.
Okay, cool.
Sorry. I'd like to add a link to this document somewhere, since it has lots of information. Now where? This requires SSH to be set up. For more information on getting started on setting up the project locally, refer to this document. Ooh. Maybe I'll just turn this into hyperlink.
I like it.
Cool. Now, nice and short. So these are redundant because they're already in the other document. This is redundant. It's part of the pivotal flow. Implicitly.
Do we need the overview of that? I don't think so.
Oh, I don't think so. This is just instructions. We don't really need this overview, I think.
More background. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll get rid of this.
You have to collaborate on that storage and fetch fork.
We could add that as a step. All developers that wish to collaborate, or all collaborators, should do these steps.
You know, I'd love to say that, you know, do pair program, but if you cannot, you can do some sort of an offline ping, git pong. You know what I mean?
Yes. Okay, yeah. There's nothing about pair programming here, so communicate with the owner and request a pair programming session. If that is not possible, try to negotiate. What do we call it? Offline Pong?
Yeah, offline. Offline Pong. Yeah, we could. Yeah, let's use that now, for now.
There's already an article about Gitpong on Agile Ventures.
Yeah, but the the Gitpong we refer to in for instance the AV102 course and everything. This is the online pair programming method, of switch, pushing code between pair, people that are pair programming together. But the offline version of this is something that we discussed recently in a meeting, because people have hard time, finding time to pair program live, but they do want to collaborate on a story, so they are kind of offline ping-ponging code, basically.
Roma.
No idea what that's doing. Fine, I'll just leave that bullet point there because I can't get rid of it.
Go to before the 5 and hit delete.
I tried that.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's just stuck there. Fine, we'll ignore that little hiccup. Okay, communicate with the story owner. I think that's the most important part. What was that I removed? Should fetch the latest story branch changes from the owner's repo. This again can be done through the communication, and it's not necessary. They won't know which branch it is. So anyway, the story owner should be able to give that information. We don't need that step. Should push changes to their own repo and create pull requests. Again, that's completely up to the story owner, how he prefers it. GitHub Pong might be easier than creating pull request, so get rid of that. That doesn't work. Right, next. When the story is complete. Cool. Wait, no, there's a step missing. Begin development somewhere. Branch off from development and begin development. Oh. Not try command anyway. Cool. Branch off from development, begin development. Everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Those wish to collaborate on story. Cool. Try and negotiate. Right. When the story is complete, multi-test of passing. Yes, this is important. RSpec, Cucumber, and Jasmine. And Jasmine. RSpec. RSpec. Rebases his feature branch on git rebase I. You don't need I. Changes. How do I get rid of that? Alright, I think I know. Now if I... Okay, that doesn't work. This will be... Git rebase. Oh. Git fetch upstream, and then rebase upstream develop. Or if we're gonna, or we can use the old flow, or it, or maybe it's here. What's the comment on Unix shell? Is it hash or 2:, or it doesn't matter? Or
hash should work.
cool. Doesn't really matter. I don't mind either way.
If you're doing that, put it as a separate line. I can just see someone just cutting and pasting that whole second line, and put the comments.
Or
Yeah.
No, it still keeps that. There you go. Better.
Which one will give you the smaller feature, the smaller commits?
Smaller
Rebase.
Rebase.
rebase. Yeah, this will. It won't create that merge bubble in history.
So do you
Right.
want to just not mention merge?
Possibly.
Nej, sticka vill ha för att...
I'm just thinking because I think it can be a little bit slightly harder to deal with rebasing, because what it does, it tries to resolve the conflict per commit. So if you have a lot of commits, then it tries to resolve the commit, resolves any conflict on each commit, and then it can be confusing. Like it's going through each commit, and at some point in history, you had to resolve a conflict somewhere
Right.
where maybe you might have changed it in the future. Yeah. So
Is
it's
the
just
rebase different than a flatten?
flatten. I've never used flatten. What is the difference? Rebase is feature branch on top of the latest.
I'm sorry, not squash. It meant squashing.
Oh, squashing. Squashing is completely getting rid of one commit. So you're just combining all the changes into one commit instead of having multiple commits.
Yes. And I think
It's usually
Yeah.
used so that develop doesn't have any failing tests, right?
or if there's a lot of changes going on into your branch, it's easier to review.
Yeah. So normally when you're rebasing, you're also squashing. That's the rebase squash flow that lots of people like to use, including where I work at. But since we are not using that flow, I'm not sure if rebase is a good idea, especially when commit. Everyone always uses lots of commits. And the reason it's not good for us is because for stuff like GitHub Pong, the squashing commits requires you to, it gets rid of the entire history. And to keep up the sync with people, you need to do lots of resetting and force pushes, which isn't good because accidents happen. Yeah. And
No,
you
that
can
makes
easily
sense.
override stuff. Yeah. So, in fact, I would remove rebase. And that's a good point.
And leave
on
it
this
with the merge.
merge. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it should be that one. story owner merges with the latest upstream develop branch. So that its pull request contains all the latest changes committed by others. Said keep it short. Actually, this is really redundant then. If you really want to first replace. Oh, not the magical one. First you merge and then that's a passing. Now there's a command for this one. Let me get rid of this. rspec number rake the rake Jasmine. Yeah. Jasmine
colon
CI.
CI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rake Jasmine does something else. Add bundle exec. Clean. Oops. Create a pull request. Create a pull request to the main repository. That's all. To the main repository. Series develop branch. Should have comments. Create a pull request. Check that's a passing. Deploy. Necessary. Deploy on Heroku so that reviewers can view the change on a website. How's that?
Looks good.
Cool. Thomas, what do you think?
Let me just have a quick look here. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Create a pull request.
I'm gonna remove the editor role from the you know.
The what?
Perhaps not. Yeah, this editor.
Right. Was I pointing to you the whole time, Thomas?
No.
I think my screen was pointing to you.
No.
That's not good.
No, because I'm the one recording this.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a good point.
So
Doesn't matter then.
even if you point to me, I'm recording.
Yeah, I completely forgot how this Hangout works. I was scared that I was just pointing to your profile picture and everyone's gonna watch that.
No problems.
Okay, cool. Alright. I feel like we're missing a point here. When people make comments. Yeah, the part about code reviews and comments. Where does it go?
I don't know. Reviews and comments. Wait. Hold on. Wait. I'm just gonna save this document that I was working on. You know, while you were talking.
I gotta go. So I'll talk to you guys later.
I talk to you, Michael.
Bye.
See ya, Michael.
Yeah, I also gotta cut this short. You know.
Yeah, sure.
So let's
Let's
see.
make it quick. We're almost
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we haven't gotten to point 6 yet, so
No, okay.
we're still here. Create a pull request. Deploy if necessary. Maybe another step.
Make sure everything is passing. Yeah, okay, so that's up there. Okay.
That's up here.
Yeah, what else? Deploy them so that we can change them. What other step would you like to add?
When the pull request is submitted,
Hmm?
other members will review the code and make comments. Story owner or pairing partners should respond how do I phrase this? Should
Other members, when a pull request is submitted, it enters a discussion stage where members and owner will collaborate.
that's a good way to put it. Story enters a discussion stage, you said,
Yeah,
where other members
and owner and story owner.
and story owners, review the code
and collaborate.
Where should I put and collaborate? And collaborate.
And collaborate, yeah.
We'll review the code and collaborate.
Through comments.
Sure.
Towards accepting.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's implicit.
Cool. Story owners.
When consensus is reached.
Okay. Consensus reached. Owners should update their code.
Yeah. Just I would also I would like to point out that this code review, we have to keep this within some sort of a balance, or with some within some boundaries. This is not a question about refactoring everything a developer has done. I don't know if we should mention this at this.
I think that this comes up when the senior guys on the project, that they should know, and it shouldn't be mentioned here. This is something that's
yeah.
All right, I'm with you. I'm with you. As long as we are, wary about this, and when we notice that some of the comments are really pushing, being more about a different, implementation or different solution, or refactor this, refactor that. We have to be there and say no. Okay, this is a working solution, and refactoring can be done in the next iteration.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. Collaborate to improve the implementation. Oh, just one line. Right. Conventions for commit, and this is right. I think that's completely irrelevant to the Git flow. That's in under a different topic. Conventions. So I'm gonna put another number 6, and when the story has reached I don't know. Mm,
I would say consensus.
other
When the pulled story,
and the what?
the pulled story.
Story?
Yeah, like pull request. Yeah. Right.
Okay. Pull request story has reached consensus between other members and the project leads. This is our role here, Thomas. You're the
Right.
project lead. I'm the technical lead.
Mm.
But project managers or
Senior staff. I don't know. Project managers.
yeah, project
You know,
managers.
we have to be very careful what kind of language we're using here. You know,
Yeah.
otherwise we get some heat for it.
And between other members, the project or technical
Technical lead.
lead
Yeah.
will.
What is your role? What's the role for the person who accepts pull requests?
Well, you know, usually there is this project lead, project manager. It's a different terminology in XP and in Scrum.
Yeah, we should mention the role, the project.
But we do have
there should
that,
be a role for that. Yeah.
We have that document. I just read it. Decision-making roles and responsibilities. So where we specify that the customer is Sam Joseph, the project lead is me, the technical lead is Brian, and then we have this editor role, which is not covered in Scrum or in XP in any way.
I think that it should just be the technical project manager, because he's the one that has to okay it. Because for you to approve it, it already had to have gone through all the other stages. But at this point, it should just be that person.
Yeah, we kind of both me and Brian has that role now.
Yeah, we share the responsibility.
It used to be me only, but when I was away over the summer, so I kind of delegated that to Brian, and now when I'm back, I feel that it's better if there's two of us actually than only one.
Okay, so whatever the role is, just say and a project committer, whatever it is. I don't know.
I got you.
Project or technical lead will merge. Yep. Well, anyway, it's mentioned here.
There you go.
Yep. Cool. How's that? All this can go somewhere else.
Conventions and styling and all that other stuff.
Yeah. Don't we have another document for conventions?
Oh, we have that. So I would say that this is. Perhaps this is enough for us.
Yeah, I think this is enough. CI? No, there's nothing they need to know about CI. We'll leave it as that.
The only thing they need to know with CI is that Jasmine CI passes.
Yeah. That's here. Jasmine CI.
There you go.
Cool. Excellent.
Nicely done, guys.
Yeah.
My
hopefully
first
this will make-
collaboration on the document.
I just
Last
before
hours.
we have you saved this document yet?
Not yet. I'll save it now.
Yeah, do that. Remove that bullet. There's a bullet point.
Well,
after
I
five.
can try, but they
The
don't
hanging
go.
bullet.
Okay, never mind that. I just want. I would like to point back to this decision-making roles and responsibilities. Could you find that document, perhaps?
Oh. Sure. Do you mind
I have to
finding
go
that?
soon.
Yeah, just
My
give me a
stuff.
second now, and we'll be finished.
I'm gonna find that dead list items
While you
here.
do that, I can share my screen and just talk you through it. I made some changes in this document that they created today, or updated today. You know, decision-making roles
Right.
and responsibilities. Am I sharing my screen now? Yes, I am. Okay.
Yes, I got rid of one of them.
Yeah. Anyways, I just referenced that document that you worked on right now in the decision-making part of this, this doc that I read to you before we started this meeting. I just said that please see the pivotal tracker flow in project coordination outline to see how stories features are requested and processed. And I kind of changed some of the some of the language here, I just said that Pivotal Tracker is the main tool for feature requests and to support the agile process of development, and that stories should be documented there and discussed in a Scrum meeting or a weekly dev meeting. Ultimately, we want all decisions to be made by reaching a consensus, but there are cases where a vote must take place. Not all feature requests are going to make it through the entire process. And I think it's good to mention that. But I know that there has been discussion about people being ignored and stuff, but I always try to take a lot of people's take on every issue, and I mean consensus is the best way to reach a decision. But sometimes we have to vote, to exclude some stuff, and so I think that's enough. I don't think we have to. This document doesn't have to be too big, or we don't have to have a lot of paragraphs here. I think this is enough. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I think it's a
Where
good
is that
start.
document?
That's the decision-making roles and responsibilities under
Okay.
project workflow.
Yeah.
That's the one that specifies, Sam as the customer, me as a project lead, and you as a technical lead.
Right. Now I'm just gonna have to edit something here because it's been bugging me. My name's been spelled wrong. Ooh. Well,
Ooh,
what happened here?
Byron, yeah. Oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
You are in London, right?
What's going on?
Well, just curious, Brian. What is your nationality? I want to say Philippine, just the accent. I'm just.
Wow, that's quite close, actually. I'm kind of half Filipino.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'm actually Malaysian.
Malaysian, Philippine. Okay, nice.
Cool. I think you're probably the closest one ever. Everyone else says American. Or Singaporean, which is quite close as well.
Oh, you have problem editing your own name? What's up?
Apparently. Is this a hyperlink? I tried clicking it, and then I ended up jumping somewhere else.
Oh, no.
Oh, you're not in edit mode. Okay.
Oh, I am in edit mode. Look at this. But there's obviously a bug here. I can somehow jump to my own profile when I click.
Okay, just stop doing this and I do it. All right.
Okay. All right.
Let's see here.
How do I undo this?
So reload the page now.
Better. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So just you can read through this and see if there's anything wrong here. But I think this should cover most of it.
I would change any to all.
Where?
Here. Yeah, all
Absolutely,
members.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I can do the change.
Ultimately, you want all this.
So all.
Yeah, the client should be the one who approves any story to get moved into the backlog.
Yeah,
And,
but that's I
I
don't
think
want
what
to
you're
go
trying
into.
to say is all members are encouraged instead of
Yeah.
welcome. You want a little more push. Encourage is a better verb.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And how do you spell that?
N-C-O-U-R-A-G-E-D.
Oh yeah, that's way too fast for me. Yeah.
Oh, C-O-U-R-A-G-E-D.
Yeah. Like this.
Yes.
I can spell English. Okay. But feel free to go in and edit it yourself, because this is open for everybody to edit, and
Okay. No worries.
it's actually a good thing. I'd love as many people as possible to have the say on this. But since we're referencing this pivotal tracker flow in the document you just worked on, Brian, I don't feel that we have to be too specific in this one. You know what I mean? About
Right.
who's doing what.
Yes. So I'll just reference this.
Yeah. since we have this pivotal tracker flow here, I think that's enough.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. All right. Good progress. Got to go now. Family's calling. How's your availability tomorrow, Brian?
Morning I'll be free. From afternoon onwards I'm gone, and the weekend as well. So.
Okay. I'll be around tomorrow morning actually. So.
Okay. What time?
Cool.
From I usually get up fairly early, so
Okay.
just give me
Yeah.
a shout out whenever you're at the computer. Just
Sure.
look for me. And do you want to stick around with us tomorrow, Amal? How's your availability tomorrow?
Yes. Yeah. That's good. I was going to ask Brian if there's a chance to pair with him on something. I'd love to see his Vim workflow, and possibly steal your config files. If they're, this is the time,
There's
right?
nothing special. My Vim configuration, I actually have it on my public repository, and I conveniently squash everything so that you can actually see the diff. Let me show you. There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm looking for something that can help with.
I'm gonna leave
the
you with
test.
this now, guys. And I'm gonna stop the
Sure.
podcast, and I talk to you guys tomorrow. Okay?
Okay.
Wonderful.
Thomas.
Thanks very much
Yeah.
for today, Brian, and all. I talk to you.
No problem.